Let's get back to work. Problem 3 says, a situation is represented by the following equation. Y equals 5 plus 1/2 x. Invent a story for this situation. Okay, I have a story for this situation. I was trying to think, well, what has a rate of 1/2 of something else? And I thought, a snail. A snail moves at about 1/2 an inch per minute. Maybe, something like that. So here's a picture of a snail. This snail was outside of my house. Here's my front door. I measured the distance from my front door to the snail's face, and I found it is 5 inches. I came out of my house, I saw the snail, I grabbed my ruler, I found the snail is 5 inches from my front door. Then I got a stopwatch and I started timing this snail. After 1 minute, he had gone 1/2 an inch more. There's 1/2 an inch. After 2 minutes, he had gone 1 inch more. After 3 minutes, he had gone 1.5 inches more. And so on and so on and so on. The snail moved at 1/2 an inch per minute. So this equation explains my invented situation. The snail started at 5 inches away from my door, and then every minute x, my plus sign didn't work very well there, every minute x, the snail moved 1/2 an inch farther away from my door. So y equals the distance away from my door. Here's the y, the distance away. And x equals minutes. Okay, type your answer here. They want me to explain my invented situation. All right, let me explain it. I don't know if they're going to understand me, but I'll try. I found a snail 5 inches from my door. I timed the snail's movement and found it moves at a rate of 1/2 an inch per minute. There we go. Okay, now they say graph the situation. Well, my situation is a snail moving away from my front door. What is your situation? It doesn't matter what situation you're describing. We are all using the same equation. Y equals, let me write it here with this pen here. We're all using the same equation. Y equals 5 plus 1/2 x. We're all using the same equation. So let's make a table of values. When x equals 1, what is the y? I'm going to start at 0. Sorry, let's start at 0. When x equals 0, the y is already 5. You can see that from this equation. When x equals 0, y equals 5. When x equals 1, y equals 5.5. When x equals 2, y equals 6. How about when x equals 10? 10, then y equals 10. Because if you substitute 10 in for x, 1/2 of 10 is 5, and 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay, now we need to graph these points. All right, starting with when x equals 0, y equals 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my first point. Oh, no. Yeah. That is my first point. So I want to delete this one I put on the line. Sorry. When x equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y equals 5. And then when x equals 1, y equals 5.5. So here's x equals 1 and y equals 5.5. When x equals 2, y equals 6. Right here. And let's jump up to when x equals 10, y equals 10. Okay, count with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go up to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right here. If we graphed this correctly, these points will be on a straight line because this is a linear equation. Bing! They are! We did it! Next question. What do the 1/2 and 5 represent in your situation? In my situation, 5 represents the snail's distance from my front door. I'll call that starting distance. I was going to say initial distance, but let me be a little easier. The 5 in my situation represents the starting distance from my door, 5 inches away. And the 1/2, this equals the snail's speed. Snail's speed, or the rate at which the snail moves away from my door. It's a rate. Speed is a rate. Okay, what about your situation? What did you decide? Type your answer here. Next, where do you see 1/2 and 5 on the graph? Well, look again. Look again. When x equals 0, y equals 5. That's where we see the 5 on the graph. It is the y-intercept. The y-intercept equals 5. And where do we see the 1/2? Let me change my color to help you explain that the slope of the line is equal to 1/2. Let's make another slope triangle. Now this point was y equals, let me start with, x. X equals 2, y equals 6. And this point over here was x equals 10, y equals 10. Remember how to get the slope of the line? The slope of the line is the change in the y divided by the change in the x. And for these 2 points, or any 2 points on the line, the change in the y value goes from 6 to 10. The change is 4. And the change in the x value goes from 2 to 10. That's a change of 8 units. So the slope of this line is 1/2. That's where you see the 1/2 on this graph. It's the slope of the line. And this y-intercept, that's where you see the 5. It's the y-intercept. So the equation, I'll just remind you, is y equals 5 plus 1/2 x. 1/2 is the rate in your situation, and 5 is the starting value of your situation. Okay, type your answers in here. That's where you see it on the graph. I think I'll help you with this one, actually. Let me type it in with you. 5 is the starting value, and we see it on the graph at the y-intercept. And 1/2 is the rate in the situation. We see the slope of the line on the graph is 1/2. Okay? Good. Okay, I'll stop there and I'll let you catch up. Please put in your answers neatly and precisely and accurately. Thank you.